Okay, here we are, the following morning, here after the driver has had time to set overnight. The epoxy is totally secure now in the hosel, and the ferrule and everything is attached perfectly. We have a nice clean blend from shaft to ferrule, from ferrule to hosel to the golf club. It came out really good. I'm very, very pleased. The shaft, again, we've installed the Autoland V 75 gram stiff shaft with a 350 tip into the TaylorMade Superfast driver. It's a great fit. Very happy with the way that it came out. Alright, now the only other thing is sometimes this ferrule obviously fit very smoothly, but if the ferrule doesn't fit on there perfectly, sometimes they're a little bit bigger than the hosel. You could just basically sand it down, get some acetone, put some acetone on a towel, rub it across the ferrule. It smooths it all back out, makes it nice and glossy, and you have a good clean finish. In this case, that ferrule was a perfect fit to the hosel. We didn't have to do any of that work this time. Now, in order to get the grip back on, you put it into your, secure the grip shaft here into the vise, and we have the butt end of the shaft here. We want to make sure it's nice and clean, and we're going to use some double-sided tape to get the grip back on. Now we're going to use a green multi-compound New Decade Golf Pride grip to install on this brand new shaft. Alright, the first thing that we want to do is, again, make sure that the shaft is all cleaned up. Now, I've already installed a little bit of tape here on the right hand. What we wanted to do for him was just build that right hand up one wrap. So we wrapped a little bit of tape on there just to have that extra cushion under the right hand of the grip. And as you can see there, it only comes up to halfway to about where the right hand is going to be. A lot of the tour players out there will build these grips to fit their size. Obviously, you have to measure the hand, and that's very, very important to the player. You want that grip to fit correctly. So what I'll do is I'll take my grip here and just kind of measure it to the length of the golf grip, cut the tape. I like a nice clean cut. I want to make sure that the tape is on there very secure, and again, there's no chance of it moving or slipping, because if it does, then that means that the grip could slip if it's not installed correctly and it's not dry on there when you install the new double-sided tape. So we'll make sure that the grip, again, you can measure it. Sometimes you can draw just a little line, but I've already got that tape on there to indicate where I want this tape to go. And I'll put the tape on there, run it directly down the shaft, and just rub it with my finger to secure the tape into place. Now you'll see here I left a little bit over the edge of the very end of the graphite shaft, and the reason I did that is so that after I get the tape around the grip, I can tuck it over the end of the shaft so that no water or anything gets down there inside the shaft, or anything, we have a chance of anything getting inside that shaft and making a noise or a vibrating noise. So you see here, and basically you just want to take your time. Again, you never want to rush, because I don't want any bubbles in this tape, because then again it could give way and it could make the grip loose. So I want to make sure that everything is on here nice and clean. There's no bubbles. The grip tape, the double-sided tape, is on there secure with no wrinkles. And it might take you a second longer to do that, but again, in the long run, you're going to make sure that you have a good bond between the grip, the tape, and the shaft. Very, very important. Now this tape, again, this is good tape, Golfworks tape, double-sided. Sometimes you can even buy the double-sided tape at a hardware store. I like to just get it from the Golfworks warehouse. That way I know I've got the best tape for the job, because it's not worth it to me to try to jinx with bad tape or cheap tape. I'd rather spend the extra couple bucks and get the right tape for the right job. So you'll see there I just pulled the tape away from, or the coating to the tape away, so that now again I can finish working the double-sided tape all the way around to the other side. Again, making sure there's no air bubbles, going all the way around to get a good bond to the shaft. And what I'll do before I pull that off is I'll just go around it with my fingers, double check and make sure there's no bubbles. Good attachment there of the tape. And then simply just pull the coating right off. Once I've got that tape on there, I know again that I've got one wrap under the right hand and then the left hand is just stable. And then whenever you look at the grip, obviously it tapers just a little bit from the butt end of the grip to the tip of the grip. So it tapers a little bit. Okay, we're ready to get this grip onto the shaft. I've zoomed in here a little bit closer. You won't be able to see me in the video this time, that's fine. But here again, I left that tape over the edge, so we'll give it a little twist and tap it down into the inside of the shaft very nicely. Alright, there's your grip. Now, a couple different ways of doing this. You could stick a T in the bottom of it, put your grip down in there, get it good and loose, sprinkle it on. I'm just going to use my finger. Been doing this quite a while. I'm going to make it really simple. One thing to make sure is wear your goggles when you're putting it on. Also, wear old clothes or a bib. I usually wear my old golf clothes whenever I'm doing this, just so I don't ruin my good clothes. Alright, now I like to use, again, this is GolfWorks Grip Solvent. I like to stay away from lighter fluid. It's probably not the best thing. Costs a little bit more for the GolfWorks fluid, but that's okay. Put it in the grip, give it a couple little shakes, get it good, get the fluid to move around in the grip real well, and now you've got your drip pan here. So I'll start from down here at the bottom, sprinkle it on, go all the way to the top. And again, you don't have to be, I'm going to save all this fluid anyway because it's going to go through the drip pan down into my catcher, so it's not really going to matter. Shake the grip out, should go on nice and smooth. Use enough grip solvent, go all the way down to the bottom and let it catch. And you can't see on the other side here, but I've got the driver lined up so that the head is nice and square. And then make sure that the lines, you've got a little signature line here on the front, 1, 2 in the middle, and then 3 on the butt end of the club. And make sure they all line directly down the shaft. And get your towel, just wipe off any excess fluid along the back side of the shaft and the front side of the shaft where the grip is actually placed. And there you go. Nice, clean, good solid fit. I'll just kind of work my hand up and down it a little bit like this. Just kind of grip it in different places. Make sure again there's no air bubbles. The other thing, just so that everybody knows out there, is that the graphite shaft actually ends where the white line here is my fingertips. So you basically have about 1/4 of an inch here at the end. And again, you want to make sure that when you grip the club, you're gripping it there where the shaft actually ends, because the butt end could move just a little bit, but that's just basically a cap on the grip. So the shaft ends right about here. And that's about all you need to know as far as that goes. So that grip will dry on there nice and secure. We'll let it sit there for a half an hour. We can take it out to the range and let the student go ahead and start hitting his driver. And there you have it. The grip installation is done. The shaft is done. Everything's worked out very well, and I think we've got a very good golf club, and he's going to notice a big difference on his ball flight. I'd like to thank you for watching the build here of one of my students' drivers. Again, I'm real excited to give it back to him so that he can hit the golf club and hopefully get the performance out of it that we're looking for. So again, just a couple things to remind is it's good to have a graphite shaft remover. You're going to need that as a tool. To have the vise with the drip pan for installing grips. These items are essential for redoing golf clubs, doing the repairs, the corrections that you need to make the golf clubs work the right way. So it takes a little bit of time to accumulate these tools, but again, in the long run, you're going to find it's going to help you make the best repairs possible to your students' golf clubs. I enjoy doing these repairs. I've been doing them actually for a long time now. As early as I can remember, back in my college days, 1994 is when I started doing these. I actually started just by doing golf grips and became more intrigued with reshafting and everything that I could. I actually last year experimented a little bit with grinding some golf clubs, and I don't have my own grinding wheel yet, but it's something that I would really like to do, grinding wedges and things like that, to just get the golf clubs, the bounces of the wedges correct for people. So there's a lot of different things that you really can do from club building, and you just need those tools. They're very essential to a good workshop. So if you have any questions, please contact me at Wildwood Green Golf Club, or look me up on the internet. And if you have a question about your golf club and you're searching for that right shaft, let me know. If it is something that I personally could not do, I have a few recommendations of people that I would recommend that I trust a lot with golf club building. So any questions, please fire them my way. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks again for watching, and any other questions, grab me over at the golf club. I'd be happy to talk with you about them. Thank you.